a sudden, Chandra Devi was to say, the image of Shiva was alive. The most beautiful light began to come from it. Waves of light filled the temple and came toward me and swallowed me up. I felt the light enter my body, and I fell down in a faint. When I returned to consciousness, I told Dhani what had happened, but she didn't believe me. She said it was an epileptic fit, but it was not so. I felt so well. I knew I was with a child.
বালকের মধ্যে প্রতিভা আছে,
সবই তোর কৃপা।
কিন্তু পাঠশালায় না গেলে কিচ্ছু হবে না।
তোমাদের ওকে বুঝতে হবে, যুক্তিহীন কোনো কাজও করতে চায় না, কিন্তু যদি যুক্তি দিয়ে ওর মনের মধ্যে কোনো বার্তা তোমরা পৌঁছে দিতে পারো, তাহলে ও নিশ্চয়ই তা মান্য করবে। তুমি আমার প্রভু ভোলানাথ।
কি হলো? গদাইয়ের আবার কি হলো? ওর ভর হয়েছে, ওকে উপদেবতায় পেয়েছে।
দেখো কি সুন্দর ভাব, যেন সাক্ষাৎ মহাদেব। এমন ভাব আর অন্য কোনো বালকের মধ্যে দেখা যায় না।
Khudiram Chattopadhyay, Gadai's father, as the young Ramakrishna was called, was an exceptionally principled man. On Khudiram's death, however, the family entered times of privation. The eldest son, Ramkumar, himself a Sanskrit scholar of repute, took it upon himself to provide for the family. Ramkumar's wife passed away after giving birth to her son Akshay, and grieving, unable to remain in Kamarpukur, needing a change of place, needing to support his family, Ramkumar left for Calcutta to start a Sanskrit school. The story goes, once the boy Krishna, up to his innumerable pranks, disappeared. His mother was frantic with worry. A friend asked her reasonably enough, "Why do you worry about the boy? He is, after all, the Lord. He will look after himself." The mother's stark reply was, "What Lord? It's my son I worry about." It is part of our humanity to forget. So stories of his divine origins notwithstanding, his family had not yet properly assessed the passion for renunciation burning in young Gadadhar. Ramkumar, the schoolmaster, felt his youngest brother was overindulged, that he was frittering away the best years of his life singing, modeling clay, and play acting.
আজ আমি তোমাদের প্রাণ প্রতিষ্ঠা শেখাবো, কেমন? প্রাণ প্রতিষ্ঠা করবার আগে দেবীর সম্মুখ ভাগ বচ্ছাদিত করিয়া প্রথমে দেবীর মস্তকে ক্রিগ মন্ত্রটি 108 বার জপ করবে, বুঝেছো? তারপর লেলিহান মুদ্রা দ্বারা দেবতার হৃদয়ে দুর্বা আতপ তণ্ডুল ধারণ করিয়া প্রাণ প্রতিষ্ঠা করতে হবে, বুঝেছো? এবার ওম প্রাণ প্রতিষ্ঠা মৎস্য ব্রহ্ম বিষ্ণু মহেশ্বর ইত্যাদি ঋষিদের।
It was agreed that Gadai would accompany Ramkumar to Calcutta to study with his other pupils and assist him as best he could, unknown to all, leaving the timelessness and safety of village life for the anxious hurry and stumble of the city. Gadai was speeding paradoxically towards his special destiny, one that would demonstrate to the modern world the absolute necessity of ancient values for its health, that would bind the new to the old. In 1852, the great Indian mutiny of 1857 was 5 years in the future. The British were still traders, wealthy traders, with armies and incipient governments, more powerful each year as the European mind perfected its technological impact on the world of matter. They lived in the city of palaces, an imposing European quarter in Calcutta, holding themselves in superior isolation from the largely subservient, idol-worshipping heathen, as they called them, of the land. Widow of the enormously wealthy merchant Rajchandra Das, the Rani, a maternal pet name, she was not royalty, was widely respected for her canniness, generosity, courage, and piety. Dakshineshwar temple that was to become the home of young Gadai was the dream of Rani Rashmani, a devotee of the goddess Kali. Construction was begun in 1847 on 20 acres, partly bought from an Englishman, partly an old Muslim burial ground, shaped like the back of a tortoise, said in the Tantras to be conducive to the worship of Shakti. It took 8 years to complete, at the cost of 900,000 rupees. However, close to completion, the Rani came up against a major hurdle. She was born a Kaivarta, in a family of fishermen, considered by Brahmins to be low caste. No Brahmin would officiate at her temples. Until one consulted Ramkumar Chattopadhyay, who had by then a formidable reputation in Calcutta for his wisdom, learning, and foresight, found an equitable solution. The temple was deeded to Rani Rashmani's son-in-law and manager, Mathranath Nath, a Brahmin. On May 31st, 1885, at great expense and amidst great festivities, the image of Kali was installed at Dakshineshwar. The image was that of Sri Jagdeshwari Mahakali, she who takes her devotees across the ocean of existence. Many professors of the Shastras and Brahmins came from far-off centers of learning. To the Rani's delight, Ramkumar agreed to be the officiating priest to the Kali temple. Temporarily, he said, because his school was not doing as well as he had hoped. Gadai was 18 at the time, and while sagacious and given to mystic experiences and accomplished in religious rituals, if not in mathematics, he learned willingly at his brother's school. But he was not yet the sagacious Sri Ramkrishna whom the world would revere. Gadai objected to moving to Dakshineshwar, to Ramkumar officiating at a temple constructed by a low-caste woman, no matter how wealthy. He refused to move with Ramkumar to the temple that was to be his home for the next 20 years. That was to be the safe cradle from which he would undertake his intense mystical journeys. So much so, his brother took recourse to the Dharmapatra, the leaf of impartiality, a method of making decisions popular in villages. Yes and no are written on leaves placed in a pot. A child is asked to pick one. Gadadhar pulled out the yes. God had made his wishes known. Gadai would move. Caste is today considered an unmitigated evil. But to understand Gadai's objections, one must understand the true nature of caste. Yet, as we have seen in the case of Rani Rashmani, caste was no barrier to attaining both material and spiritual fruit. In Gadai's orthodox family, caste was considered as natural a phenomena and as little to be discussed as the monsoon or the rising sun. In objecting to Rani Rashmani, Gadai, who had insisted on the lower caste Dhani giving him his first diksha at his sacred threat ceremony because he had said he would, was now challenged by the transgression not of a repressive hierarchy, but the transgression of the divinely ordained nature of things. The time was yet to come when he would transcend all caste boundaries in his search for union with the Absolute. If Gadadhar was not yet fully the sage he would become, he was yet a poet, with limitless resources of childlike wonder. He was naturally open to the daily rituals of a vibrant temple culture, to the spiritual potency of the sacred Ganges, replete with the memories and myths of the race, the sacred river that had sprung from the matted locks of Lord Shiva. His distance from Dakshineshwar could not last.
ভুবন ভুলাইবি মা মা ও হর মোহিনী মাগজ হর মোহিনী ভুবন ভুলাইবি মা মাগ ভুলা দিলে ভুলা দিবি মা ভুলা
It is often said that when an intimate and lasting relationship of love is forged, the attraction leading to it is felt at first sight. The scriptures say this is a carryover from previous lives. Mathrinath Biswas, Rani's son-in-law, was a man of the world, a bejeweled, swaggering dandy with a keen business sense, hardly the kind of man to have been attracted to a priest. But below the man of the world lay a sincere devotion to the Divine Mother.
সর্বনাশ হয়ে গেছে, সর্বনাশ হয়ে গেছে। গোবিন্দজিকে শয়ন করাতে নিয়ে যাবার সময় আমি মেঝেতে পড়ে গেছি। বিগ্রহের একটি পদ যে ভেঙে গেছে। এখন আমার কি হবে, কি করব আমি?
ভাঙা বিগ্রহতে পুজো হয় না, নিশ্চয় অশুভ কিছু ঘটেছে, তাই প্রভুর এই নির্দেশ। এ প্রভু, যাই আমি রানীমাকে খবর দিই।
কি সর্বনাশ ঘটে গেল, কি সর্বনাশ করে ফেললাম। এখন আমার কি উপায় হবে, এখন আমার কি?
ওই ভাঙা মূর্তি নিয়ে তো শাস্ত্র মতে কি করা উচিত, একবার পণ্ডিত বর্গের সঙ্গে আলোচনা করা প্রয়োজন।
এর মধ্যেই একটা নতুন মূর্তি আনা হোক।
বংশী বাজিল ওই বিপিনে বংশী বাজিল বিপিনে বংশী বাজিল বিপিনে বংশী বাজিল ওই বিপিনে বংশী বাজিল বিপিনে বংশী বাজিল বিপিনে।
ছোট ভট্টাচার্য মশাই এই অবস্থায় কি বিধান বলেন?
ভাঙা বিগ্রহে কি পূজা চলে?
রানীর জামাইদের যদি কেউ পুড়ে পা ভেঙে ফেলতো, তবে তাকে কি ত্যাগ করতে, না তার চিকিৎসার ব্যবস্থা করা হতো?
কিন্তু এ তো একটা বিগ্রহ।
তোমার কি বুদ্ধি গো? অখণ্ড মণ্ডলাকার যিনি, তিনি কখনো ভাঙা হন? নিয়ে এসো, আমি ওটা জুড়ে দেব। মা, মা গো, দেখা দে মা, দেখা দে মা, মা গো, দেখা দে মা, আমায় দেখা দে মা, দেখা দে।
Thus it was that young Ramakrishna, at 20, 1 foot in the door of priesthood, heard his brother Ramkumar, old before his time at 50, had died in a visit to a village not far from Calcutta.
মামা, তুমি এখানে 5 দিন ধরে পড়ে আছো, কিছু অন্তত খাও। গাছেরও বেঁচে থাকার জন্য জল দরকার।
রিদু, বলেছি না আমি যখন মাকে ডাকবো তখন তুই আমায় বিরক্ত করবি নি।
মামা, ও মামা, তুমি ধ্যান করার সময় পৈতে খুলে রাখো?
পৈতে গাছটা একটা পাশ, এটা মনে করায় আমি বামুন, সকলের চেয়ে বড়। জানিস রিদু, আমরা অষ্টপাশে বদ্ধ আছি, ধ্যান করতে হয় পাশ মুক্ত হয়ে।
অষ্টপাশ?
হ্যাঁ রে, ঘৃণা, লজ্জা, কুল, শীল, ভয়, মান, জাতীয় অভিমান। মাকে ডাকতে হলে এইসব পাশ মুক্ত হয়ে এক মনে ডাকতে হয়।
In every possible sense, Ramakrishna's assumption of the priesthood of Kali was the watershed event in his life. The resolve to dedicate himself to God remained until then essentially formless and unfocused. Now the figure of Kali, around which his priestly day revolved, acted as a powerful lens to concentrate his scattered yearning to a point of a flame. And the spirit that would soon burn with a ferocious intensity of devotion that has hardly been equaled in human history began to coalesce. In the religious history of the world, but for scattered incidents, no detailed account is available of the spiritual disciplines and practices of those aspiring to union with God. No details are known of the alternating waves of pain and pleasure, hope and despair suffered in their indomitable search. No connections are traceable between the incidents of childhood and wondrous actions of a realized adult life. Possibly devotees have needed to suppress facts of human weakness, not conducive to the lives of superhuman incarnations who, should they believe at all times, display perfect universal love and tolerance. But then, as Sri Ramkrishna was to say later, shape cannot be given to an ornament of pure gold. It must contain some alloy.
টাকা, মাটি, মাটি, টাকা, টাকা, মাটি, মাটি, টাকা।
মশাই, আপনি একজন ব্রাহ্মণ, এইভাবে পরগৃহ পরিষ্কার করা আপনার উচিত নয়।
এই যে আমারই প্রয়োজনে করা বাবা, আমাকে বংশ, কুল এসবের সীমা অতিক্রম করতেই হবে। ব্রাহ্মণ হয়ে শৌচাগার সবাই, হরে রাম, হরে রাম, হরে রাম। এনে তোর জ্ঞান, এনে তোর অজ্ঞান। এনে তোর ধর্ম, এনে তোর অধর্ম, এনে তোর ভালো, এনে তোর মন্দ, এনে মা তোর যশ, এনে মা তোর অযশ, এনে মা তোর পাপ, এনে মা তোর পুণ্য। মা, মা গো, আমার তো শ্রীচরণে শ্রদ্ধা ভক্তি দে মা, দেখা দে মা, দেখা দে, দেখা দে।
This controversial priest of Kali, whose behavior was almost past human comprehension, had, unknown even to himself, since he had no teachers to guide him, entered a new phase of his life, one characterized by what Hindus call sadhana, Christians call the mystic union, Buddhists call nirvana. It is said there are two paths to sadhana, the path of discrimination and the path of devotion. Discrimination is rational. It thinks. It rejects things impermanent. Neti, neti, neti. I am not my house, I am not my money, I am not my body, I am not my mind. Until by a process of elimination, the aspirant comes to that which is permanent and so real. The path of knowledge is from the beginning a concept of the ultimate ideal and goes forward consciously towards it. The devotee, on the other hand, travels forward with faith, ignorant of where he will ultimately arrive. He accepts all. You are this and that and also this, thereby reminding himself that Brahman exists in all things. He does not worship the thing, but the reality within the thing. This was Ramakrishna's route, a literal man, needing to experience everything himself. He was finding his own way, blundering through the dense undergrowth of his mind, the high altitudes of his soul. With unflinching faith and intense yearning, he prayed to the Mother of the universe for realization, surrendering himself totally to the wishes of the Divine Mother. He took up various religious paths, one after another, and followed them faithfully. Having seen for himself the same goal at the end of every path, he would one day declare, as many fates, so many paths.